Today we will discuss about the topic of OSI reference model. So, what do you mean by OSI? OSI means Open System Interconnection. OSI model was the first introduced in 1984 by the ISO. ISO means International Organization for Standards. We can say that ISO is developed OSI model in 1984. In OSI model, we have the 7 different layers, but at the OSI layers is the theoretical model. It is also called the reference model, commonly known as the reference model. The OSI model is the theoretical blueprint that helps us to understand how data gets from one user's computer to another computer. So we can say that here there are two systems. One is host A and second is the host B, and how they are communicate to each other. All the flow are shown by the OSI model. These are the diagram of OSI model. There are 7 layers. These layer work top to bottom and bottom to top. So there are first layer from the top to bottom. We will discuss. First one is the physical. Second one is the data link layer, and third one is the network layer. Fourth one is the transport layer. Fifth one is the session layer, and sixth one is the presentation layer, and seventh is the application layer. In physical layer, there is a binary transmission. In the binary transmission done by the wires, connector, voltage, data rates, binary in the form of the bits. Second layer, data link layer, access to the media. And in case of third, address and best path find out from the network layer. And transport layer, there is end-to-end communication between two systems. At the session layer, inter-host communication. Sixth layer, which is presentation layer, we represent the data representation here. And at the end of the last layer, the network process to the application. So here this is the second layer, bottom to top. This is called data link layer. Data link layer is subdivided into 2 layers. The upper sublayer is called the MAC. MAC means medium access control, which is having given the data in the NIC. NIC means network interface card. So it controls the CSMA/CD, means carrier sense multiple access and collision detection and token ring passing. And we can say that the lower layer of the logical link control, it is in the short form is called LLC, which is handle the cyclic redundancy check, CRC, and error corrections and error detection. So we can, here we are seeing one diagram, one figure, which is there are 2 layers, device 1 and device 2. It is communicate with each other. There are 7 layers: physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer. The same on the other way, these are the layers are the same, but these are having the communicate with each other via the networking devices. This is called the physical communication. What is the physical communication? The communicate via the first bottom layer of the 3 layers: physical layer, data link layer, and network layer. Encapsulation example of email: when we are sending the mail to another system via the networking, there are many networking devices comes there. So we, according to the layer, at the physical layer, the data in the form of the bits. When data comes on the data link layer, in the form of the same. When data come on the network layer, it is called the packets. And at the transport layer, this is called the segments. And above all 3 layers, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer, this is called the data. So in the last, in one word definition, we will discuss what is the functionality of physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, and presentation layer, as well as application layer. In case of physical layer, to transmit the bits over a medium to provide the mechanical and electrical specification in the form of the bits. At the data link layer, to recognize the bit from the pairs to provide the hope-to-hope delivery, where we find out, we check the errors and detect the errors and correct the errors and CRCs in the data link layer. But data link layer is divided into two layers. One is it is called MAC layer, and LLC means logical link layer. At the network layer, the move the packet from source to destination to provide the internetworking. We can say that the network layer provides the routes to the data at the shortest path. At the transport layer, they provide the reliable process to process message delivery and error recovery. You can say that end-to-end communication is there. Session layer, to establish and manage the termination of the session between two hosts, host A and host B. Yeah, you can say that between two computers. At the presentation layer, there is a data encrypt and decrypt at the application layer to allow the access of the network resources. So this is all about the OSI model. OSI model is the theoretical model. In the next lecture, we have discussed about the TCP model. So thanks to all, and all the best, my dear students.